Hi, my name's Joan Clark. I'm a life coach with Brave Thinking Institute. I did mention in an earlier tape that I have been suicidally happy or depressed several times, 3 times. So I thought I'd cover that in more detail with this tape. The topic is death or a relationship ending, and then some beliefs that go along with that. So the first time I went through it was about 1979. I had a friendship that I totally enjoyed. We would go and get ice cream. She was just a fun person to be with. Well, one day she told me that she was going to die. She had leukemia, and that she wanted to just phase out the relationship. I found that tough to deal with, to the level of not being able to eat. I really had to go talk to a counselor about it. And one of the things that happened with it when I got depressed was that the belief that you can't get mad at someone that's dying. You just have to be kind, and the environment has to be perfect. And then in a different circumstance, other than that, was that I didn't know much about death, and my father was dying. Well, I got a call one day. They said that he was in hospice. I had watched him go from providing for the family in a strong way. We were a large family. There were 7 kids and a wife with pets. Well, he provided for all of us, and then as he aged, he just went from a walker to being bedridden to looking almost like a Holocaust victim. He looked starved to death, and it made me cry to see him. But a hospice told me that he was going to die, that they had decided he needed to, and they were going to apply some kind of medication. And so there's the belief that you have to trust healthcare staff, that they know what they're doing. It's really something that should happen. And so I wanted to mention it. Also, when people tell you someone's dying, I have trouble accepting it. I want to be in a state of denial. And it's verification of death, knowing how to handle it. I did get a death certificate for my dad. And what was I going to say about it? Oh, when after they gave him the medicine and said he was dying, I didn't want him to. He was going through rhythm breathing. He was really weak. He couldn't talk. One time he blinked his sorry. He was blinking his eyelids. It was about the number of years I have been married to my husband, and he was having trouble breathing. Almost like you felt you needed to do CPR. I wanted him to stay alive for myself, and that's when I realized that if he's in pain, that I needed to just accept what was happening. And so anyway, my father did die, but on the way out, he was kicking, and I turned to my sister-in-law. I said, I don't think he's dead. He's kicking. And she said, no, that's normal. Things like that happen. So you don't know what to believe when people tell you about it. And I just want to encourage you to feel free to talk to me and question it and check everything out. Another time, I was dating. I was on my way to meet somebody, and he said that he was going to shoot himself. He was so depressed, and I had never dealt with that before. I didn't know what to say, and I just said, "Oh no, don't do that," because I'm really, don't do that to me. I realize now that was the wrong thing to say, but I said because I really care about people. So those kind of moments happen. Or I was in a temple once, and in the back, and a man pulled a gun. I didn't know what he was going to do. It was kind of scary. I didn't know if I was supposed to notify people because I was afraid that if I yelled, "Someone has a gun," it would go off. And so after I thought about it some, I decided I could have walked out the temple back door and pulled the fire alarm. But those kind of moments are tough. And so they do require thinking about them later. Also, I was in a relationship in marriage where we had been together 18 years. That's a long time. And I decided to end the relationship, but it hurt me to the level of wanting to drink alcohol. And someone had left there's a big bottle of alcohol, but they knew what I was going to do. I don't know how, because the lid was glued on tight. So it's also trying to handle grief and what you can do. And when I encourage you to just call and talk to someone. Another time, I had a friend, her mom was treating me like I was her daughter, and she would meet me at the door when I went to visit, and she would give me a whole bunch of food and hug me. Well, I watched her go through something. She wanted to hug me. She had something wrong. She was taking a lot of medicine, and my friend called one day and said that she died, and I couldn't believe it. I said, "Oh no." Well, she called me the day before and said that her mom was gonna die, and I said, "No, Trina, she's not gonna die." Well, she did, and I just go into a state of denial where I don't want to believe it. It takes me a long time to accept it. One time, it took me a year. I couldn't sleep. So just anything you want to talk about related to an ending relationship and how to handle it. And my number is 850-466-0314.